Um, okay, so what I do, so I actually got I'm not sure if she's going to come on. One of the coaches on our team did also send a message to me today to say, like, just really struggling this month. Like, it's a rough month. I'm finding that, like, I'm really having, let me just pull it up because I wanted to address it because I feel like I've heard the same thing from several of us this month. She says, feeling a little down. Um, I've reached out to a bunch of people, but I'm not getting anywhere. I'm aware that I'm not consistent with the three vital behaviors, and I know that it impacts that, but I feel like I'm floundering a little. I need some tips or advice. Hey, are you muted, Allie? Because, well, you guys don't have to all be muted because I kind of wanted to talk together. So I have heard this thing from a lot of people. So this coach was saying that. So I kind of felt that way too. I feel like this has been a really hard month. So I wanted to also just tell you guys that it's not just like you, it's just actually a rough month. So the cool thing is I got invited to this elite group. It's like Push for Elite. It says I'm on track to be elite this year. We are on track to be an elite team this year. So I got an invitation to be part of this like elite group for people that are pushing for elite for this year, which was exciting because never got that invite before. So it was really cool. So we really are doing great. But in that group, let me pull that up. I really felt so relieved because today somebody posted in there like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited to be part of this group. Where it is. And she says, where the heck did it go? Oh, well, I don't really know where it went. It doesn't really matter. But basically what she said was that, she says, I'm so excited. January, February, March were pretty good for me, but April completely flopped. And this is somebody who's in the elite training group. Like, April just seems to be a really hard month. And then someone else had commented, like, they felt that it was the same way last year. And to be honest with you, I didn't start coaching till the very end of April last year. So May was really my first month. But I'm seeing that from a lot of other coaches saying that just April seems to be like this weird, awkward time. And I think it's because, like, we're coming off, people didn't really do their New Year's resolutions. Maybe they started it, then they fell off the wagon and they're kind of like, nah, you're not feeling it. It's kind of crappy. And then it's not like warm enough yet where like the summer seems near enough. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like people are sort of in this like little phase where they're not really committing. I will say that I have been reaching out to a lot of people. I've gotten a ton of no's this month, a ton of people that for some reason just don't want to get the coach discount. They're like, I'm happy to pay full price. Or I have people that are actually saying that they're premium club members. So and I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, with a premium club member, you get a certain percentage off of your shakes. I think it's 10, is it 15%? I think 10%. Okay. So it ends up only being like a couple dollar difference because, I'm getting several people telling me the same thing, that they don't want to sign up for the coach discount because it's only a few dollars. And then if they push off their shakes, they have to pay $16 a month. So I get it. So they're better off doing the premium club membership. So, that's been a struggle for me this month where I'm like, God, there's like, usually I can sign everybody up and they get the discount and they're happy. So I just wanted to say that it's not you. I don't think anybody has hit Success Club yet this month on our team. I think we're all just sort of like struggling. I will say that I hit Success Club 7, and I feel like I worked so hard for it. I think I got Success Club 5 in the first week. I don't know how because I had people from March, but it is April 25th, and I still have people saying no to me. So I get it. But I think the important thing is to know that, I know you can see people posting all over Facebook, or if you're friends with lots of Beachbody coaches, just don't compare yourself. And, I think sometimes really faking it till you make it really does work, because I feel like you can look at other coaches and be like, oh, it looks so easy for them and they've hit Success Club 10, but they probably also have invited 10 people every single day. So don't compare yourself. But I also wanted to talk about consistency and really how that's going to pay off in the long run. So I feel so weird that you guys are all muted. So can you unmute yourselves? I feel like I'm like, no one's okay. And Angela won't sound like the Terminator tonight. We already tested her voice, so she's good.
I am ready.
No, your scary, like creepy sounds. So I kind of wanted us just to have some dialogue and talk about some strategies that have worked for some of us on like when you were consistent, what worked for you and how did you stay consistent? So I guess maybe you should mute yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to talk about consistency. What is happening in your house, Kate?
I don't know. I hear a kid, but I don't see a kid. I'm like sitting below steps and I just keep hearing breathing, which is freaking me out.
I hear your kid too, and I'm wondering where it is. Anyway, so I will start though with what has worked for me, because I will say there are times that I'm like, oh man, I keep getting so many no's and it is really discouraging, and then I just feel like I shouldn't, it's hard. So I use that crazy business activity tracker that is really annoying. I don't think it looks very good. But I will use that. Oh, hello, little man.
Hi.
So with the business activity tracker, I don't even think I have it up here on my thing. It's no fun. But that's the best way to actually make your business grow because it keeps you accountable. And we talk about accountability all the time in our challenge groups and, for our nutrition and our exercise. But there's a part of us that we're business owners. And it honestly has taken me nearly a year to realize, like, I am really seriously running a business. Like, this is my business. And so I should treat it like a business. And in any business, like therapy or in the salon or something, or, well, Erin, you're doing therapy too. Like, you are tracking your appointments, you're tracking your sessions, you're tracking everything, you're tracking your clients, you're tracking them. So you need to know how many times a week you're seeing them, so just like that, we need to track in this business as well. So it's really important that we actually do it. So I'm currently running this this push group, and actually all of us are in it. Everybody here is in that group. So for the people that aren't here, actually, is there anybody else on here because I can't see everybody? Oh, Jess, you're there. Hey, I didn't see you. Okay. Yeah, so all of us are in that group. So that Reach for the Stars tracker is really good because once a week you can go on there. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me know and I can always post maybe like a Google Doc of it. But that's really helpful because you're constantly doing those 3 vital behaviors. So with that said,
Sorry.
I need to pull something else up. I'm sorry, I'm such a visual person, and I don't have a PowerPoints tonight. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me see. Okay. So let me move this down because it's hard to see with all that crap there. All right. So this is something that I don't remember where it came from. But it's it came from TNT Dynasty, but this was the document from coaches who are 5 to 15 star diamonds. And they were asked, what did they do daily to make their businesses hit the 6-figure mark? Have you guys seen this already?
Mm-mm. Yes.
I get no's and yeses.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go over it anyway because we could also use a very nice little refresher. So 3 to 5 new people on social media every day. I feel like that can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming, but this is actually where I sort of fell off the wagon, honestly, the last 2 weeks. But just yesterday, I invited 5 new people, and they all accepted my friend request. So it's really important that we do it because the new people can see what we're doing. I know pretty much everybody here is running monthly fitness challenge groups. Success Club 10, it has not been happening, but minimum 5 is what they do. We have to do that. Returning messages every day, scheduling business hours. I'm not going to go through and read through every single, holy crap. Ooh, I didn't realize there were like nearly 50 of these things, but does anybody here have business hours that they set?
I started to.
I pretend I do.
They're pretty flexible because my schedule varies so much each day. But I've noticed a big difference. Before I was kind of just on my phone all the time. And now if I'm with the baby, I'm with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she's napping, that's kind of a time. When she goes to bed, it's a time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also don't do it when I'm at work either. Those 3 days I work,
Mm-hmm.
I schedule my post ahead of time so that way I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody else have business hours?
I keep pretending like I do. I mean, I try to, my thing is like the power hour in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But like the last month, my allergies get really wacko in spring, and I think it makes me semi-zombie-like. Like it's weird. I don't even hear my alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been in the last month, which makes sense. But yeah, I'm trying to, but not quite there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel like, so here's the deal. I sort of feel like we kind of everybody needs to sort of revisit their why, because I think we start to lose our consistency when we really lose the reason that we're doing it. And really think about it, because your reason for doing it can change a lot. I will be perfectly honest with you guys, and I can't believe I hate that it's being recorded, but I'll be honest with you. When I very first started this business, my goal was to make $500 a month. And that was my big goal. And Eric, because I really wanted to have another child. And, Eric was like, okay, if you are consistently making $500 a month, we'll go for number 3. And that was like a huge why for me. And I was just like, balls to the wall. I was like working so hard, and I did it. I did it really fast. I've consistently been making that and then some. But that's not my why anymore, because I don't really think that's what I want to do. Maybe one day I will have a third, but like now that I've like hit that goal, and I realized that I think I'd probably have a mental breakdown if I had a third child. Sorry, Kate and Aaron. Like, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but I think I would seriously have a breakdown. I don't think I can do it. So my why has changed a lot. That's not my purpose anymore. So, I think it's important to kind of revisit things, and now for me, I have to look a little bit deeper, to be honest. I have to think, okay, my why has turned really more into, it continues to be financial because I have so much student loan debt, but really is setting things up for my family and my kids. And it does make me emotional when I think about that. I want to spend time with them. I don't want to have to work a full-time job and then work so hard with Beachbody. And I don't want Eric to work like 3 jobs so that we can pay off his student loans. Like, it's insane. So for me, my why is changing. So I think it's important that you guys really genuinely think about why you're doing it. And there was something else I wanted to say too. And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm just chatting, so you guys can chime in with anything. But, when it comes to sharing, I feel like a lot of us are really afraid to share on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And I think that a lot of the coaches on it, not everybody, because honestly, when I first started, I was really uncomfortable sharing all this stuff on Facebook, because I know there are people that can say negative things. I know that. But that's the importance of doing social media. That's the importance of doing the personal development. because it's going to help you grow and realize that what other people think of you is really none of your business. It really isn't. What other people think of you is their business. And what you're doing is your business, and how you see yourself is your business. And if you love how you feel after doing a Beachbody program, like if you're loving 21 Day Fix, if you're loving Hammer and Chisel, if you're loving all of that, talk about it. It doesn't have to be a half naked selfie. It doesn't have to be, some crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be you, but talk about what you're doing. And it does have to go on, put it on your personal page. You want people to know about it, because all of you guys on this team are amazing people. You're incredible. And I know that there are people following you and watching you. But when you don't talk about it, and you don't share the Shakeology that you like, or the exercise programs, or you're not sharing that maybe you were able to pay for gas that week, it doesn't mean like, there's these top coaches that are like, oh, I just paid off my mortgage. No, none of us are there right now. Like, honestly, I paid for my kid's birthday party. I really should have said that, but I was sort of like, I'm not going to look like I'm a snob, for saying it, but it's not. And I really should share more. My issue is the financial thing. I don't always like to talk about the money part, but it is important, because that's what attracted me to becoming a coach, so I could make money, so I could pay for stuff. So if you guys aren't sharing it, and then you're messaging people, they're not going to understand what you're talking about, or they're going to see this one post on Facebook and be like, what is this challenge group thing? And what is she even talking about? Because if you haven't been sharing your personal journey with Beachbody, with Shakeology, with what it's doing for you, they're honestly going to be lost and confused, because a lot of the stuff that you post isn't always seen anyway. So that's why you do want to post like 3 to 5 times a day. So, I feel like we all know this and stuff, but it's actually the act of doing it. So I want you guys I'm going to go with Allie first.
Hello.
You want to say that again?
I'm going to go with Allie first. I'm going to have Allie do some talking. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think is holding you back from posting, or from maybe consistently doing the 3 vital behaviors? Is it
I think kind of you hit on everything. Like, one, just kind of what other people think. I have so many people that are like, if I see one more post, one more selfie, like, I just can't do it anymore. So I'm always like, I want to keep myself genuine in some, I'm kind of different. So then I feel like I get stuck and I don't want to do anything because I don't know where to start. Mm-hmm. But I know the big things you guys always talk about is like being you, being genuine, that will kind of shine through.
Mm-hmm. Because I never think your posts are, I think your posts are also, they're all good, and they're, like very positive. And I will say this specifically for you, because I know you have that private group, Empower. The stuff you post in there is amazing. It's amazing stuff. And you're not posting selfies in there. You're posting helpful tips and articles and fitness things and recipes, and you're posting great stuff in there. That's incredible content that you could share on your personal page. Because I feel like 100% confident if you were to share that stuff on your personal page, you would have people definitely asking, like, to be, if you invited them, I feel like they'd be like, oh, she's into health and fitness, she's posted that exercise tip the other day, or like blah 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 blah, and they would understand. Just the content that you have in there is great. So
yeah,
I would give it a shot. Erin, what about you? What's holding you back, girlfriend? I'm sorry, I know you just took a big bite of something.
Sorry, it's my dinner.
Yes, I'm so sad at 9:30 at night, but I get it.
Yeah. The same thing. It just, I never was a huge, I've talked to you about this before, but I was never a huge like Facebook poster before. Mm-hmm. And so I feel, to go from like maybe once a month to like a whole bunch. And the same thing that Allie said, like what do other people think? I've had people be like, the same stuff. Like if I see that again, or like, oh, how's that whole Beachbody thing going? Glad it's working for you. And like, sort of like mocking it in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's sort of like, it totally just brings you down. You're like, this is something, and you know, why should it? I don't know, because it's something that I've absolutely love doing. Like, I would probably run the groups without even any challengers in them. I just like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why it bothers me so much, but so I don't know. I think it's the same stuff.
And I think that you are so positive, and I know it's very sensitive. And I mean, it's hard when people are saying that stuff. I get really kind of defensive too, but I realize because those are the people that that they're not happy. Those are the people that they're very negative. And so, I mean, you're a psychologist. So you get.
No, I know, and it's funny because like the two specific last people that have said that to me, I don't remember the last time they've ever exercised like that I can remember. So I know that it comes from a different place.
Mm-hmm.
So but it just is another like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it just feels not great.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask this. Are you doing personal development every day?
No,
Okay.
I was. And then I finished The Compound Effect, which I like recommended to a bunch of people, and they totally loved it. And then after that, I got completely sidetracked. I actually want to listen to it again.
Yeah. That's my advice, because I feel like there's something about Darren Hardy that he's just like, he puts a fire under you. Like, okay, yes, I am going to invite 90 people today. I will do it. You know, you just feel like you have to. And I feel like, Jess, you're very wait. I feel like I can't see everybody now. I don't know where you all went. I have to say that, Angela, you have done an amazing job of like posting so much more. So I was going to ask you to share a little bit about how you got a little more organized, because I know for a while you were having a very difficult time and you were not consistent with your posting for the four vital behaviors.
Yeah, well, we were in that one push group with Laura, and one of the top coaches was talking about like each day there should be like a theme to what you're posting about. So like Mondays, because like people's husbands go, their wives go away, and they're like, you know, what now? So you post about like the business opportunity on Mondays. And then on Fridays, it should be like really lighthearted and fun posting. You know, like I posted some like light fit sangrias and stuff like that. You know, Saturday should be like your more social side if you're going hiking with the family or things like that. And then Sunday is like the health day about, you know, like people are ready to start on Monday and they're getting prepared. So a lot of meal prep and things like that. And then Tuesday through Thursday should be like a kind of a combination of all those things put together. And once I kind of got that Monday through Sunday kind of calendar of, it gave me an idea each day, like, okay, like I should follow this type of pattern, because I would get into an idea and I'm like, wow, I have this really great post to do. And then the next day I was like I have no idea what to post about. Like, I'm not going to take another selfie and say that I just did another day of a workout in the same sports bra that I wore yesterday in the same basement, you know? So it was kind of gave me a different perspective on doing it. But I am falling into another pattern of just posting pictures of my daughter and now posting just about Beachbody. So I'm trying to find those couple other things to post about in the meantime. Somebody gave me a suggestion, well, post of other things that you do. And I'm like, I'm a mom. I don't do anything. I deal with my daughter and then I work and then I work out. That is my life. So I'm struggling right now to find other things. But that's kind of the way that I got into a pattern of, and then also scheduling the post ahead of time was, once I got into a rhythm with Hootsuite or Hootsuite or whatever it is, once I got into a pattern with that, it saved so much time and energy. that day, took pressure off. I mean, I've scheduled literally 5 days in advance of posts, and then I kind of just like sit back and talk to people, and it's taken like an hour out of my week to do that, and then I just kinda let it go from there. So that was another thing I changed too.
So I wanted to ask you, do you see a correlation in how your like the success clip points and new challengers, are you seeing a direct reflection in that from before you weren't being consistent to now when you are being consistent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like people are like, I just had somebody message me last night at like 11 o'clock, and she's like, she has diabetes, and she's like, I really need to get healthy, and you seem like to be the person to talk to about this. So it was kind of just something that every once in a while, it's like I just get flooded with people, and now I'm finding that everybody's realizing that I'm the person to talk to about this. Like I'm doing this, I'm posting, people all know. And I did deal with a lot of negative comments, and they're all with the people that I work with. And I work 3 days a week. I'm per diem now, and I was full time. And they're all overweight, and they're all out of their own shape and everything. And one thing that from the book, You Are a Badass, from that book, she said, what people think about you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So it's just something that's stuck in my head, and I might have to prep myself in the mirror and say, this is what I would say to somebody if this is what they say to me. I might do that. Okay, don't judge, but I get it done, and then I go to work and nobody says anything, and then they're really happy for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, great, thanks. So I deal with that a lot too. So we're not alone with that.
Yeah, and okay, I think that's really good, and that's really good to know. And I did want to say, like, I'm super proud of you because I wanted to see if you felt there was a difference in your direct correlation between not being consistent with posting versus now being consistent with it, because you hit Success Club 5 in like the witching hour of last month. Like you were,
Yeah.
Say
guys, I don't know if you know this, Angela was negative Success Club points going
-2.
last month. She was -2 points, just like hanging there, this -2. And she just got I don't know if that lit the fire under you, thinking like all you saw was this negative number. It wasn't even zero, it was negative.
It was me in the mirror every morning.
And so I noticed in that last week, you just like, it took a whole month of like being consistent with posting and stuff. And then boom, you were able to finally hit that number.
Mhm.
So do you use a tracker? Do you just use a check? Like, what do you do? Do you use anything?
I use a tracker because you tell me to, and the groups, and that's pretty much it. I do a lot of notes and sticky things, and my desk is a mess, and I make a list of what to do the next day, and then I go with that. So
Okay, that's good. So that actually is another thing I wanted to mention is working from a list. So I am doing, I'm listening to Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog, whatever, the time management book. And it's a little bit of a snooze fest while I'm driving because this guy is monotone, but I will say that it is very helpful, but you always want to work from a list. So, I don't know. So I'm just old school, pencil and paper with this dollar store, this dollar store tablet I got with my dollar store pens and pencils. Doesn't take much, but I am so thorough when I work from a list, because if I don't, I'm sitting there perusing Facebook, looking around, what's everybody posting about? Oh, let me see what's happening in this group. I forgot, I need to go check in on this group. Or, and your head is like in 10 different places because you really go to a different place when you're a coach. You really are managing yourself and then other people too. So doing this is super helpful because you just go straight to that list. You don't even need to be on Facebook. You don't even need to look at your phone. You just go to this thing and you do exactly what you need to do. And it is a time saver. I will tell you that. I feel like a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, we don't have enough time in the day to do all this stuff. But you do, because you can probably bust out all the work you need to do in about an hour. Really, that's why they call it a power hour, because you're focused and you just do what you need to do in that 1 hour. Okay, so the only person we did not chat with tonight is Jessie.
Yes.
Okay.
Jessie.
So, Jessie, what do you feel like you're struggling with right now?
I feel like I have to agree with everyone with what they have said. Recently, I feel like I've been a slacker for several personal reasons. Just like a lot of anxiety in my life right now. But I'm hoping to overcome that starting today. So that's good. But still, I'm doing better with just like, not necessarily inviting, but connecting with people, which has improved. And I mean, this has been a slow process for me. I'm not even a coach a year yet, but I feel like every month is getting better. But the struggle is the same with some like negative comments, friends and family, but they really don't understand it and they're not really willing to listen, like as to why I'm doing this, you know, like they don't get it. And then I feel like in turn, I get frustrated and I get exhausted trying to explain it to them. And then it's just a waste of time because nothing comes out of it. So I feel like that's my biggest struggle right now is just pure exhaustion, which leads to the convincing phase of it. Like I'm tired of convincing. So I have to clear my mind again. And I feel like the people that want the help are going to come through and it's going to be a lot better. But yeah, I'm putting some time into some people and then it turns into a big fat no. And I'm just like, oh.
I know.
And like, I'm that nurturing, helpful person that I want to give them all this information about it because I do think they are excited. And then again, I'm trying to give them the information and then they're just not accepting or like, never mind, not interested anymore. So that's the huge part for me.
Yeah, I get that totally. But what I can tell you is I know that it can be so frustrating. But again, stick with your personal development,
right?
Something uplifting and positive. But I will say this, I have been in it for a year, and those people that say no, or those people that don't respond at all, they still watch you. And a year later, people are like, okay, sign me up.
Right.
Weird. And people that never have even talked to me or liked a single post or commented on anything come out of the wood. Like, I don't even know where they're coming from, but then they'll be like, oh, hey, can I join your next group? I'm like, oh my God, yeah, you can. So just stay consistent with it, guys. Actually, this thing is going to cut me off in like, it says less than 1 minute. So, you know, I don't know what'll happen. Actually, I've never done one this long, so we'll see what happens, but
It'll just turn off.
But we can keep talking and I'll end it too. But anyway, I think the key is just figuring out your why so that you can stay consistent, because you just don't want to give up, because you will continue to slowly grow your business and you will continue to help people, but you'll never help them if you stop sharing what you're doing. And then, you know, you'll be surprised when you are consistent like that how great you end up doing, and even you just feel good too. So anyway, does anyone have any other questions or anything they wanted to contribute to all of it? Because I want it to be like, just want to talk to you guys because I feel like it's been a rough month, but I want it to be happier. Like I want to be, you know, excited and happy all the time. But I know that it's hard to always, you know, the highs are high and the lows can be low. But I will tell you that May is probably going to blow up if you keep being consistent with this, because I think that May is going to be a big month in general. It's Memorial Day, you know, we're going right into summer, and I feel like this is when people start to get excited too. and are like, oh my God, I really need to shed like 10 pounds or really need to work on this or that. So anybody have anything?
I think this summer, the challenge group, when you paired up people with the stuff, I think that's very motivating. It's a good,
Thanks. You can thank Kate and Erin for that.
thank you.
Because it was their idea and I